Hello, this is Chris Parker with the Business Simplicity podcast, and I had a conversation with Walid Boulanouar from AY Automate. He's coming in from Paris, and we got into the nitty gritty of how to approach automation in a business context. And it's super practical. We're both members of the Gen AI Circle. We talk about that a little bit. But hey, Walid, why would this be really valuable for someone to listen to it?
Okay, right now everyone focused on AI tools, model, tech stack. But we really forget to ask the real question, what do we actually need to fix in our workflow? If this is something that you are really struggling with these days, so I think you should listen to this podcast because there is valuable thing that we share together with Chris that is related to this, to answers to this question.
The Business Simplicity Podcast, where we learn about strategies and tactics to succeed through simplicity, with your host, Chris Parker.
Welcome back to the Business Simplicity Podcast. This is Chris Parker, and I'm having a conversation with Walid Boulanouar, who is a founder of AY Automate. He's based in Paris, but he works globally. We are both members of the Gen AI Circle, and we'll talk more about that later. But before I have him jump in, one of the things that I was really appreciative of Walid, and this gives you a feel for the Gen AI Circle and the generosity and the learning and sharing and support there. I've done a number of times an intro to AI course for non-technical people, and I don't really publicize that. I mostly because people in my network were fearful or confused about AI in general, and so I said, well, let me just put on a course, and it was a 2-hour course, pseudo hands-on. And at the end, I wanted to do a full agentic agent experience. And Walid was kind enough to hold my hand. And what I love about your support on that, you held my hand about halfway. Yeah, and I think that was really specific. We used Relevance AI. I came up with a use case. You got it sort of set up so then I can understand the paradigm of what a kind of a stacked prompt could be. Somehow you painted it enough for me to see the patterns, and then I was off. I was able to finish it myself, and I was so thankful for that. And I think that little story right there for me, I think represents Walid so well. So, and today we're gonna unpack what is this Gen AI thing, and how should we look at this differently, and bringing in the concept of simplicity and acceleration. Hopefully some tips, some very practical tips for you to execute when you're on this journey yourself. So Walid, can you maybe just share a little bit, in your own words, like what are you doing with AI, AY Automate, and how did you get there? What is the little story that got you into this incredibly hot space and got you so very busy?
Okay. Thank you very much first, Chris, for inviting me here. It's really a pleasure. We were talking a lot about this AI in Gen AI Circle, and with you, with a lot of really minded people that are inside the community. And I want really to start and to give the flowers to the people that really deserve it, because there is a lot of good people inside the Gen AI Circle that were, when I joined it, I was just working a full-time job with a company called Cohort Pay, and then I was always building some side projects in AI, but I was alone in my own bubble. And to join really a community where we surround yourself with really good people that are sharing and that are really discovering the latest news about AI, you feel really, it gives you a push to share more. And because it's easy to share in a community than to share outside in LinkedIn or whatever, it's really easy. 2 messages, then you give a lot of values. And for me also, I get tons of value that I get it from there. And I didn't really find it elsewhere. And this is where there is plenty of conversation that had started, and I start to share a lot of knowledge. And some people reach out to me, I want really to work with you or something like that. I don't have any format how I can work with these people. So this is where I decided really to create AI Automate and to provide my services for all people. And then this is where I started. And okay.
Yeah, well, and Gen AI Circle, I'm doing kind of an informal series of people in there. So I've had a number and I'll continue because there's so many incredible people and so many incredible lessons to learn. But basically, Gen AI Circle is a community. There's a small payment per month now. There's like, I don't know, 300 or 400 people in there. The sub circles are tools like technical implementation, sales and marketing, adoption and strategy and implementation. That's where I focus, and I'm part of the leadership of that sub circle. And for each of those streams, they have these monthly meetups. And just yesterday, I'm not sure when this will get released, but there was the general meetup that had a number of implementation. The CEO of NNN, it was just one after another of just incredible insights. It was absolutely amazing. I missed the beginning part, so I have to go back and listen to that NAN part because I think that was in the beginning. And then but there's just so much to learn, and it's just absolutely amazing. So if you are hungry and curious and you're on the journey of learning and discovery, then the Gen AI Circle could be an invaluable resource for you. So go check that out. I'll put that link in the show notes as well. So what I'm really curious about is for let's say the average business person who wants to bring some of this power into their organization. How do you support that? What is that journey of let's call it adoption? Well, first awareness, then adoption, and then scale. What are some recommendations for safety and simplicity and speed?
Okay, that's really an interesting topic, and I think this is one of the things that are hard in implementation. Is not the tech, if we can say. It's just the adaptation phase, and they really need to understand what are the weaknesses of AI, what are the power of AI. There is two types of people right now that we are dealing with. Either they really understand, they have rough idea of what AI can do. So they start to think about use cases that can't be done using AI, or they go so far. Or there are other people that don't have any idea of what is an AI. They are afraid to test it. Then once we showcase something to them, they say, wow, what is this? So I think this is a common mistake. Either people, they start to investigate AI, but they don't really understand it well. Then they want to implement some stuff that is wrong. Or the other way, which is people that they don't really understand what is even AI. So they don't have any idea of this. So how we handle this inside AI Automate, we can say, is we go into a meeting, okay? And the best way to do it is not to start with the tech part. First, you need to understand to start from pains, things that are eating their day without really understanding that. So we give them a checklist, okay, to fill it, or a form to fill it of what they are doing each day. So there is phases, for example, for that. I'm talking about the people that they don't have any idea of what they can implement. Then they fill that form, and then we create, in the beginning, we start to go and screen that answers. But after that, we went into an AI that is specialized to do that. And he really understands what these people really are, where their time are went, okay? So we understand really how we can provide some solution. Also, then after this solution, we see the feasibility of this solution. There is some solution that are not feasible. Then we create them like a proposal with the options. For example, an AI agent for customer support that do 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after that, an AI agent that do 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they come in and then they do like a checklist. I want this. I don't want this. This one later. Then we come in and then we start implementation. And the project that we have done, and we see there is a lot of success, are the one that starts really small, and then we start to build the blocks on top of it. And this is where I think people shouldn't be afraid of AI. They start to test it. Like if you start really to be having a lot of things about how I really can make it a successful project and stuff like that, and to start about the best tech stack to do it, this is the wrong way. Start really small and build on top of that. And that thing give you the ability to test in real environment. And even with testing and with evaluation and also with monitoring inside the test environment, you will not really spot what is not working and what is working. Okay.
So many questions. Let me reach back to that tech stack.
Okay.
What I've been advising people is to not worry too much about the tech stack. Actually, they should assume it's disposable. Meaning this is no longer enterprise tech like SAP that you will buy and you'll have it for 20 years. You might have it for 20 months, maybe. Is that your feeling on that? Is find the tech that you can move with, but don't get married.
Yes. Okay. A tip that I can give to anyone is first to choose what is popular, okay? Because if something that a lot of people are using it, it's really good, and then there is a lot of reviews about it, you can just type it in Perplexity, what are the best tech to use to do this specific of task, then you go with it. Then if there is any implementation that comes in, then easy, stick with the tech stack because your team is familiar with it. This is first. And also see the possibility that you can do with this tech stack. Yep. Then if you see there is a lot of words about some of the tech stack, a good tool or something like that, put a day and then test it yourself. Then after that, decide what is the pros and cons of this one, because maybe it's good for other people, but it's not good for you. And I think people shouldn't really care a lot about the tools because they really should care about their pains and find what's their pains, and then the tools or the tech stack or whatever it is, this is something that is available for everyone, okay? So that's the thing.
And when you're talking about like chat and voice agents for support, which is one of the, or sales, because like as far as sales qualification, and you guys do a lot of automation there. What you do is you build these solutions for them. While there are some solutions out there that they can buy, how do you advise people between the buy versus build dilemma nowadays?
Okay. There is also this kind of stuff. How we really handle it is, firstly, we need to understand either this solution that we have built already for them. That I advise all the people to buy first, because buying what will be happening at the end, because something that is approved in a lot of businesses, and then if there is something that is this solution is not working for you, then you should then build another thing. I think I will reformulate it to understand it on something, an example, okay? Let's say I want to build something that I can really buy it on, for example, buy Clay, and they can do it in 2 minutes. Go for it, buy it in Clay, test it in real environments. And then once your credits spike, you understand the workflow that is working for you. You understand this workflow is working for you. Then hire someone or hire an automation guy or an automation agency to build you to turn that Clay automation to something in N8N or something into code. Then you cut your pricing. But first, don't really overwhelm yourself about making everything from scratch. Even for me, a lot of my customers, I built something in Clay or N8N to approve that is working, because it's easy to edit, easy to refine it. And then once we approve there is this workflow is working, we turn it to a coding script, and then we deploy it in a serverless function. That's it. And this is the most impactful thing that we have done, really.
I think there's, because right now I'm developing a playbook for a network I'm involved in, and they are non-technical coaches, leadership coach, like high-end international like leadership coaches, very relational but very low tech. And I'm putting together a marketing and sales playbook for them, and I've chunked it into 3 parts: the very basic manual but AI powered, and then there's kind of like this medium level, and then the advanced premium where you could actually go. And what I'm advising them is instead of automating multiple steps at once, then actually manually use, say, Gen AI in order to execute the individual steps, so then they can get oriented on that. And then once they're comfortable with AI automation in the steps, then they can actually start stringing it together into a workflow. And then at that point, then they could probably step forward. So, but I love the idea of buy something in order to see if it's working, and then if it works, then optimize from there. It makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Go.
Okay. The thing is, like, there is a lot of things. Yes, you can start to build something from scratch, but at the end, you lose time and you lose money because you don't know if it will work for you. And this is making a lot of steps to achieve what you want to achieve, because you didn't start from the tech, you didn't start from the pain, but you start from the tech, and which is wrong. Every time start from your pain, solve it, then find how you can optimize the tech part, But if you didn't validate your pain, and something that I say to a lot of people, my rule, if you can show value in 5 days, okay, you are not building a POC or you are not building a solution. You are building really something that is fancy, over-engineered, or something like that. So try to build something in 5 days, and then
so that's the ambition for you, is to value within a week.
Yes, within a week, if you can't really build something that you can use in daily life, or even, for example, internally, then you are building a tech
Okay.
stack.
Okay. This is a new world for us, coming from, let's say, 15, 20 years ago, where they were very waterfall, Prince 2, large programs, heavy engineering, heavy. And then we went into the world of agile, which was great, but still working on giant things, but in parts, and the team more autonomously. And now what you're suggesting is a very small team can make real impact and deploy in a week. Okay, unpack that for me, because this is kind of
okay,
breaking my brain a little bit. I love it, but let's go down that rabbit hole a bit and see how, what that is. How's that achievable?
Okay. So first thing, why I really recommend first to start with a small team. Even if you have a big company, you can start to do implementation around your small team. Maybe you have a team of 4 people, then pick 2 of these people and find a way really to make a small thing, because there is no time to do a lot of meeting and to understand this is working or something like that. Then build with your small team some POCs. Then after that, if it is working for you, then showcase it to other departments. And this is really giving you a lot of abilities to start small, is because a lot of things you can do it with AI agent that wasn't before, wasn't possible, because you need a human to qualify something, you need a human thought or something. But right now you can train some AI agent, and instead of humans, you can validate this stuff with AI.
Yeah.
And this is why automation start to be cool, because every automation need really someone to reason, or someone to have a lot of steps. And if we want to do it logically, well, it will take us months to do it. But right now, with one call to an API call, to an OpenAI or whatever it is, the model, you have the result. Then you can continue the flow. And this is normally the thing that I really advise right now is, I'm not suggesting to fire all your team, but instead really to start a small, and then, because the pain that you will really solve should be really small enough to be handled in a small team. And then you can scale it.
Let's talk about pain. So you've mentioned the word pain a lot, which I love, because if you're not resolving a pain, then maybe what's the value? And I guess you could say there's a gain equation as well. I mean, meaning, so there's top of the line financial growth, but pain is a lot to do with probably internal waste, operational friction, boring, non-valuable tasks. So when you say the word pain, and what should people think about in their mind when they think about automatable pain that is eligible for resolution within a week?
That's it normally. For me, a pain is something okay, I will tell you some pain that I was having and how I solve it so you can understand. For example, once we really post something that is cool, that is good, and then there is a lot of people that having an issue with it, and then they want us to solve it. So the typical one, what's happened? People book a meeting, you jump into the meeting, you qualify these people, you understand what they want, and then there is a lot of back and forth with email to understand what they want, and also they understand what you provide them. So how you could solve this one, because it's happening in a small time, and a lot of people, we might lose a lot of people because they will forget about this. This is a problem that they are having. Okay, so the way to solve it is to make what we want at the end. We want them to send back what they need, and we want them to understand what we bring to the table. Okay, this is the two things. Instead of us to jump in, because the meeting is just a solution that was before, and because it was working for us, we do it all the time. Okay, let's jump into a meeting, let's do a meeting. But the reason, the goal at the end is just to have a conversational thing to understand. If you are able to train an AI, or just first to start with a form that can be capturing every question that you might want to answer this guy, you send this one automatically once someone fill the form. Then once they feel that, you can screen it at the first time. Then you can really get prepared to the meeting. Instead of spending 1 hour, you spend 10 minutes capturing what is left. Or if you want to take it to the next step, make an AI agent and he call these people, or even put it in a chat based or a WhatsApp or whatever, put an AI agent that they can have a conversation with. And this AI agent make it able to log all this information in your CRM, whatever it is, the database that you want to use. Then after that, really these things will save you, I think, days and a lot of money, if we can say, because you will not lose anyone, and everyone will be happy with the value that you are bringing.
Are you comfortable talking about your lead qualification process in the US? You've shared that with me, how when people approach your business, you actually have an automated lead engagement system that pre-qualifies and sets them up. Like, what does that process look like?
Okay. Firstly, I want really to point to something that might really be helpful for a lot of people. Firstly, I do all of this meeting myself. And to be honest, I was losing a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of opportunities from this. So I start to think and to chat. This is the thing that everyone should do. Okay, you have something that is eating your time and you don't know how to handle it. You see it's losing you a lot of time or a lot of money, let's say, or a lot of opportunities, if we can say. Okay, you come in, you start conversation with the AI or whatever, with ChatGPT, if you can, or the voice of ChatGPT feature. Then you say to him, what is your pain? Okay, you tell him what are the option that it can really do. Then with this conversation, this is where it starts for me. I start with this conversation, then I come up with a solution, which is first, once someone booked a meeting, to create an automation that is triggered. Firstly, I don't want to create a form, because I will lose a lot of people that are lazy to fill that form. Okay. So they will skip that one because they might see my post in a place that are not comfortable for them. So they click and then they forget about it. So how I think about it. First, I will let them to book a meeting the way they want it. 2 clicks, book the meeting. Then this is the step that an AI agent send them a form that is, first we screen their LinkedIn, which is a qualification that we understand they are in our ICP. Once they move to the next step, which is they are qualified, we send them a form to fill it about their project that they are looking, that we want us to implement for them. They fill that form. Then another AI agent that screen that form, okay, understand what they want, and then create a persona of the AI agent that he will call them based on what we get from their LinkedIn. Okay, we created. I will tell you the solution. I will not really say anything. The orchestration is in it. We use call for booking. We use VAPI for making AI agent that call people. Then we call these people because we send them first an email to tell them, expect a call from us. If you are not agree with this one, you can click this link and then we will not call you, okay? A lot of people, they don't really do that. So that means they approve us. We call them with this AI agent, and then they start really to have a conversation because he have a knowledge base, which is what they filled in the form, and also who they are. And it's really personalized to them. So they really like it. And then from there, we really cut off 90% of our work. Then once they finish this one, we take it to the next step. What is the next step? The next step is if there is a solution that they wanted and we build it from them, we also automate using PandaDoc, the proposal. We have multiple proposals, and then these proposals send it to them directly because we understand what they want and stuff like that. And if you can understand, this is multiple automation that we have done it by the time. And if I want to implement this in the beginning and say I want to do all of this, I will not do it because I will stuck on this. First, I build the AI that send them the form. I want to screen them myself. I see this is still a pain. Then after that, I make an AI agent that screen that. Then after that, I need more information with them. Then I understand. So at the end, multiple meeting canceled because we don't need from them anything. Okay.
Yeah.
And they are really happy and they don't care if an AI, they are talking with the AI. What they want just someone that understands what they need. That's it. So, because when I want to implement AI voice agent for a lot of people, they try to perfect the tech. What is perfect the tech? They want to make it sound like a human. Okay, but us or even as a customers, we don't care who we are talking about. We need just someone that understands us. Every time we are calling a company, they say to us, click one if you want, click two if you want. We still do it. We don't care.
Still do it.
Yeah, we still do it.
I'm really looking forward to the future when actually the thing that your pre-sales voice agent is calling is actually the voice agent of the customer as well. Well, that'll be fun. But what I love about it is there's a clear pain. It was also on brand for you because you are an automation company. So the fact that you are doing automation invites that as well. But I'm assuming this could happen successfully with almost any organization. You started small, you iterated into it, kept refining. Over what time period, like when did you first say, let me automate this to the point where you're at right now? How long was that?
I will tell you, we put each month, 2 AI agents that we need to add them. And then we analyze our time. We don't really have any tracking system, but at least we understand where we have some pains, where we lose some time, and where we have some opportunities. And in the first, when I started in February, I do that process first. And I start to think there is a lot of people that they booked and they are not qualified. We just waste a lot of time with them, okay, instead of building. So this is where I make the qualification step to send them a form. Then I understand that there is a lot of people that don't feel it before the meeting. Then I start really to eliminate these people and to send them a lot of follow-up until they fill that form. And I insert that if you didn't fill that form before, not because us, but even for you, if you want us to be helpful in the meeting, then I really find it good. And each step is just a small, like one node or one model or one step. Then once we implement some successful use cases for other companies for the AI voice agent, we say, okay, how we can benefit from that? Okay, that's really good, but how we can, even as an automation agent, benefit from this technology, okay? So this is where I see I have a pain. What is the pain? Is to have a pre-sale man that's call these people and they send them. Then I found that there is an issue is maybe a lot of people, they don't want us to call them. Okay. So this is where again, this is like, it's like connecting the dots. You find the dot that is missing. You understand how you can connect it. And in the beginning, I didn't think about what is the automation that I will use? What is the platform? Nothing. Just a flow that you can do in Miro or whatever of what is your processes. Then you can understand, okay, orchestration, I can do it in an agent. This one to this one, I can use call. This one to this one, I can use fill out. This one to you just the easy part is the tech part because plenty of solution. Just
Yep.
choose what
Yep.
is with you.
Love it. So, you've also released recently, and I want to talk about your VO3 campaign, which is maybe a little step beyond some of this. But if I understood, you created some promotional, say, campaign videos, and they just exploded. So can you say a little bit like what was this experiment that you ran? What was your goal?
Okay.
How did you do it, and what was the outcome? Because it sounded amazing.
You will understand that whatever I implement, it's not just the sake of implementing automation.
Yeah.
There is the story about it. Okay, I have some friend that they start to play with View3, and then they got really more than 20K followers in TikTok in short amount of time, in 1 week. Okay, what is their pain? Every time they go into Flow or into View3, and they really spend a lot of $6 for each video they want, and a lot of videos that they create, they don't really post it because they are not good. So they burn a lot of stuff. Then they told me that they are doing well, but this is the problem that they still struggling with it. And the videos are just 8 seconds. So you need really to have an AI agent that prompt this View3 to create videos and a lot of 8 seconds, and then it's a storyboard.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I start to think like, okay, I think we can do something. I jump into a meeting with them. I understand how the API is working. Then I start to connect the dots. Okay, I think people should start with just a rough idea. The AI create the storyboard, and from each storyboard, the AI should understand that Google View is having an 8 second length. So for each part of this story, he divided into 8 seconds. Then for each second, it creates a prompt that is a rack that is connected with how you should really prompt View3. Then we create a bunch of prompts, and then we run them. We create all of these 8 second videos, then we connect them to make the story. And then we publish it. So from one single message, you don't burn any money because all of these videos that they will be created are validated to be posted. And then you have a bunch of videos that are divided and that you can post one by one.
I understood the issue with this stringing together multiple AI generated videos is continuity, that there can be continuity problems if you have getting the same character to show up in the same way in multiple videos. Was that a problem for you, or how did you solve that?
Yes. Normally it's just prompting. At the end, it's just how you orchestrate your prompting. You need to stick to create a persona, and then you stick with it, which is for us was the Bigfoot, which is a gorilla that is looking like a human, that is talking and stuff like that. Then it's making some stuff that is funny. So you need an idea. Then the ideas, we don't really need them because we understand what is popular right now. Then we need just a storyboard. Okay, in this 8 seconds, we need to create just 2 words that is saying. Okay, in this 8 seconds, we need to create just something that he can say in this 8 seconds. And then once we really say to these LLMs what are the limitations of View3, they start to give us really good results. And I just posted because it cost me like 1 day to implement that workflow.
Yeah.
And then I posted to LinkedIn because I see there is a result. We go from 20K to 40K without any intervention from the guys that are working on TikTok.
Wow, incredible. So it's love it, Walid. Thank you so much. The link to your LinkedIn and also the AI Automate will be in the show notes. To plug us both together, currently we are in the process of pitching to an organization where I'm bringing in some simplicity to their business strategy to find these potential pain points in their organization and operation. And then we'll follow that up with ideally some of your work to help them execute and marry that up. So if anyone listening to this wants some of our mutual magic, to help simplifying strategy and operation and linking up to automation in a very practical and achievable way, then give either of us a shout. And also, Gen AI Circle is an amazing place. So if the energy that Walid is sharing with you now is triggering and positive, then please follow the link to the Gen AI Circle, because Walid is one of the superstars there, I'll have to admit. But there's a whole community of doers, thinkers, builders, supporting each other. It's really, really marvelous. So Walid, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chris. It was really a pleasure to have this meeting, and hopefully we can have another one.
Oh, I'd love that. I think that every day this stuff changes. So I think maybe next week even we could have a whole other conversation. So thanks, Walid.
Yeah, if it is not an AI of yourself and an AI of itself.
How do you know this is me now?
Yeah, I think
okay. I might be my avatar. So our avatars talking to each other. So.
Yeah, I think that's it. We are multiple KLM avatars.
Thank you for listening. Visit ebullient.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite player.